This is my video on hair care and what I do to have long, healthy hair. My hair currently measures at 29.5 inches, and just a few years ago, I did have a bob. I like to use a natural fiber brush and just start at the ends. I have a few different types of natural fiber brushes. I have a boar bristle and then this bamboo one. But the bamboo one is definitely better for the scalp massaging part. And since it's hair wash day, you want to be very gentle with your hair. No amount of hair care is gonna outdo you ripping and tugging at it. And then I also like to go underneath and just make sure the nape of my neck is detangled, because that's where I know I personally get a lot of knots. This is just gonna help blood flow to your scalp. It's also really important to keep your brush clean. I like to wash mine every so often, but just kind of like more weekly or daily maintenance. This little tool is great to just go and remove any debris like your hair. This clip has seen better days, as you can tell, but it's the clip I like to clip my hair up with when it's all oily, not just my everyday one. This oil is the oil I'm going to be putting on my lengths. I've used it for as long as I can remember, but I have started using it differently as a pre-shower oil in, I'd say, since like 2020. And definitely the person that got me to start using it this way was Abby. When I'm doing this, I also wear a shirt. That's just kind of like an oversized PJ shirt that I throw in the wash, especially as your hair gets longer. It will rest on your shirt and leave a bit of oil while you're doing this. And then I just loosely clip it up. You're gonna wanna leave this in your hair for a few hours, at least one, but not overnight, because the oil, you don't want it to attract dust and debris, because that can cause irritation.
2 hours later.
I'm about to hop in the shower, and I do like to try new products and test new things. I usually have 2 types of shampoos at a time to kind of switch it up. Right now I ran out of the caffeine shampoo I've been using, But I'm gonna wash my hair with this, the L'Oreal Elvita Hyaluron Pure 72-hour purifying shampoo. It says it's for oily scalp and roots, dehydrated lengths. The reason why I like this is because although I have a good volume of hair, the strands are finer, and this just doesn't weigh it down, because for me, I can't use anything too heavy directly on my roots, but I need heaviness on my ends because I do have wavy hair. For the conditioner, I'm using the Growplex Replenish Conditioner. When I first got this, I thought I hated it, but recently I've warmed up to it quite a bit. I do have another bottle because I accidentally got it on a subscription for a few months. But Growplex Science Meets Nature. Also like the shampoo, but I did run out of that quicker than the conditioner. Before I turn my shower on, I used to use this like scalp scrubby thing all the time in the shower, and I still like to have it if I have long nails, but recently I haven't been using it because I feel like in the shower it causes breakage. So I've just been scrubbing with my hands really well, and I always shampoo twice. While my shower heats up, just some things to remember. You only want to be scrubbing your scalp, and then as the water drips, let it go to the ends of your hair, and don't shampoo the ends because you don't want to rough up the cuticle and cause breakage, especially when your hair is in the vulnerable state of being wet. To apply the conditioner, also make sure you actually leave it on for a little bit to help it hydrate and like close the cuticle a little bit. I'm just out of the shower, and the first thing I do when I hop out is I wrap my hair in this microfiber towel. If you don't have a microfiber towel, you can wrap your hair in an old cotton t-shirt, and that will be just as gentle on your hair. I find that while my hair is up in this, it's the perfect time to do my skincare and just let it soak into my skin for a bit. And now that my hair is not dripping, I will apply my leave-in products. Making sure your hair is not dripping will also just make sure that your products have optimal absorption. What I find works best for my hair is to use a spray first, and then my cream, and then my oil. But definitely play around and find what works best for you, because I have seen people who do the cream and then the spray. This spray I'm trying for the first time. I've wanted to try it for a while. It was just the first time I saw it where I live. Also, as a hairstylist, these are my favorite bottles. I have one just for like water, so I'm really excited to try it with like a formula. How I like to get it all over my hair is I usually split my hair in two and then spray both sides as best as I can. And also, the more you do your hair and get to know it, you'll kind of know how much you need for your specific hair type. And then I kind of go over like this. I also flip my hair upside down and spray both sides. My first thought on the product is, yeah, I knew I would. I love the spray bottle. I've tried many times now to not comb my hair out while it's wet because your hair is more vulnerable, but I just find the products don't work as well if I don't. So I very gently use a wide tooth comb. For the cream today, I'm using the L'Oreal Elvita Dream Length No Haircut. I also do take off my rings for my whole hair keratin from washing to this, just so they don't get snagged. The last step for when my hair is wet is to add the Olaplex No. 7 oil. I really like using the prayer hands technique just to evenly spread it over my hair. And then I just scrunch leftover product into my ends. There are definitely pros to blow drying your hair, but if you choose to, I would personally recommend only to blow dry on cold air, and that's what I personally do for optimal hair health. It's me and my Emily in Paris blow dryer against the world. I only have one outlet in my washroom, so I had to unplug the light so I could use my blow dryer. I'm personally not a huge fan of blow drying my hair, and it's more of a recent addition into my routine just to minimize the time that my hair is wet and in a vulnerable state. Just like with the prayer hands, I focus on blow drying with cool air down my hair shaft just to not roughen the cuticle. Now that my hair is fully dry, I'm gonna do my last step. This is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Serum for hair density. Concentrated serum for hair that looks thicker, denser, fuller, and healthier. Directions: apply a few drops as needed once daily, ideally at bedtime to clean dry scalp. Massage into scalp thoroughly. This formula is a leave-on/in treatment. Do not wash hair, scalp after ear application. Sorry, I was reading the next sentence a little bit there. This is a new bottle, but I have used it before. I know it says bedtime, and that's what I would typically do, but since I just washed my hair, I like to apply my scalp treatments right after, just so it can really like seep in. And the reason why I wait for my hair to dry is just so I'm not causing unnecessary tension and pulling on wet hair. Get a few more drops just for the back. I like to make sure when I'm massaging my scalp that you get like the scalp skin moving over your skull. And then this is just to detangle since I tangled it up a little bit. I really like this oil. It's the Living Proof Frizz Vanishing Oil, but I'm like really almost out. I think I can get maybe one more use out of this bottle, hopefully. Yeah, it looks like it. This is actually perfect since I just washed my hair and I don't want it too oily, but I want to add a little bit onto my ends just before I braid them. That is one thing about having long hair you have to be aware of. You shouldn't really wear it up in tight styles like a bun or anything pulling on the scalp, but also wearing your hair just down, it can cause a lot of friction, and friction is one of the leading causes of breakage. You want to make sure your hair is fully dry before you style it though. I always feel so out of breath when I'm filming. Today I'm going to try to do a different type of braid than I typically do. I saw this girl's hair braided online and it reminded me of the way my mom used to braid my hair when I was younger. I don't know if I can do it oh so well, but we will at least make an attempt. My hair gets around here braided. Since my hair is at a length where it's hard to braid it down my back, I will look over my shoulder and put my arms back and finish it so it's not pulling and it still lays central in my back. I'm also very particular about the hair ties I use. Oh, this one has some of my hairstyle on it, but it's a fabric one. I also have some scrunchies. I just prefer these for every day. It was kind of what I was going for. My hair and hair care is really important to me because it is a part of me, and I feel like hair holds memories. We see that in a lot of things within cultures that believe it, and also you see women tend to dye and cut or do a major change to their hair after major life events, and I do believe that's why. So I feel very close to my hair and I'm very protective over it. Not only that, but hair care is also my professional career, so that furthers my interest in it for sure. For me, the basis of hair care to have longer healthy hair is minimizing damage and length retention. So cutting your hair more frequently won't help it get longer, although if your hair is extremely damaged, it will break. So that is something to think about, and when you may want to consider getting a haircut. The main thing I like to focus on is caring for the hair to retain the length. That includes making sure the cuticle is open as little time as possible. Things that open the cuticle is water. That's why I put the oil mask on my hair before I shower on the ends. And that is also why I blow dry on cold down the hair shaft. One of the other biggest contributors of damage is friction. That's why you see a lot of women who have hair like here and they're like, oh, my hairs just don't grow past my shoulders. That's because when it gets to that length, it's farther away from your scalp and the friction just gets more, and also it touches your clothes, your bags. Typically, these people also have finer hair, so they'll just notice it more. Your hair still grows from your scalp, and it will always grow from your scalp as long as you don't have major underlying health issues. I also sleep with a silk bonnet every night, and I also have a silk pillowcase just in case it falls off, although I've gotten a lot better at tying it on, so it usually doesn't. I'm gonna try to make an Amazon list of the products I can find, and I'll link it down below if I can figure out how to do that, just so you have an easy list of the products that I would recommend. And since one of the products I just tried today, I will update the list just so it is relevant when you check it. That's all for today. I hope you liked it, and let me know if any of these hair tips helped. Bye!